I apologize that I'm late. Where is my live stream showing on my um there it is. It says coming, but as we know, uh, okay. So that was mm, okay, wait, let me close this first. Adobe Express, because if I don't close it, then I don't even know how we got back to this screen. I was not right here. Um, if I don't close it, then all of the open apps will interfere with the live stream. But anyway, welcome if you're new. Welcome back if you're returning. I am Nina Adora Wicked, and this is a Wicked Lifestyle. And there I go. And I'm trying to display more of my life, but I don't know. Okay, so we take over this layout already, and we started this one, and I didn't know what I was gonna do, and I changed some things. I had the last day of my archery class, and then I just put some notes, like some goals and gratitude, motivation, attitude, my mini journal, my habits, which I did not keep track of whatsoever. There are only 2 days to keep track of on this week, on this particular page, but I didn't really even add it on the next part of the spread. I did a 2 page layout, one for the end of April, um, and then one for the beginning of May. So this is the end of April, and I've just been feeling some kind of way. Um, I will share my gratitude before I go in with my complaints. I am grateful that I made it through the semester without having to be hospitalized. Oh my goodness, usually every year I either go to the hospital to get a blood transfusion, which I had stopped since COVID. I did have to go last year because of the way my medical was, like the doctor I was dealing with was just tripping. I almost died. Like I literally almost died. So I just went to the ER, but I had to fly home to go do that. So I don't like having to go through that, but I haven't like scheduled any more treatments with my primary. I mean, not my primary. I don't really keep a primary, but with my specialist, my hemoc. He's a hematologist oncologist, to get an iron infusion, and that usually keeps me going for another year. So, but then it's just like my attitude towards things are like I just don't feel like doing anything. Most of it comes from me being a sick girl, but either way, I was just this whole nose thing. I went to the doctor on Friday after the live stream, and then it was just horrible. I mean, well, it wasn't horrible. I had a good discussion with the nurse for um and we talked about some things, and she prescribed me some Afrin and some other kind of medication, some Mucinex or something like that. Yeah, I think it's Mucinex. But number one, Mucinex is like a pill, and I don't really take pills, so I haven't even started that yet. But then, two, I was afraid to use the Afrin And I did use the Afrin, but I mean, it helps a little bit, but not more than just drinking an exorbitant amount of water. It, I mean, like the water dissolves it. It makes everything start getting like what was the term I was using? Just more like pliable. Let's go with that, so that I can kind of just scrape it out and it's kind of gummy. And then like I can tell when it's coming out because it's discolored. Whereas when I am done scraping and I'm just blowing my nose regularly, everything comes out clear. So there was that. The doctor, oh my gosh, he was so annoying. He dropped the little forceps thingies that he wanted to use to stick in my nose in the sink. Okay, I mean, like, I'm sure there are places, the doctor's office, even though it's on campus, is way more sanitary than my tools because he had just taken them out of the package. So it wasn't like it was a big deal or anything. Like you're fat fingering the tools, so what's going to go on, when you stick that in my nose. So basically, he did put it in my nose and he hit the inside wall of my nose and it started bleeding. Only for like a minute or two because it was like a surface puncture, but still, I was like, if I was gonna, if I knew I was gonna have a nosebleed at the doctor's office, I probably would have wore black because I got a drop of blood on my shirt. Fortunately, there's nothing in my blood for the most part, and it's just like water. And so it doesn't stain my clothes as much as it used to. Anyway, I was grateful for the suggestions, but ultimately what I find is working best is just drinking an exorbitant amount of water. Like the nurse recommended. She was like, drink some more. You gotta double. Like I already drink 12 to 16 ounces of water every 2 to 3 hours. And so now basically I'm doubling that. So I'm just like, but it's working. So I feel like there's less stuff in there. But at the same time, it's causing me headaches. So I really just want to get it out. I mean, because it's not like affecting my breathing too much or anything like that, which is good. Well, the opposite nostril seems to experience more pain than the nostril with all of the crap in it, with the dog on rocks and crystals in it. Um, but everything will be fine. I learned how to take care of myself. So I did this April moments, like I did a lot in this blog because you saw it, or this planner, you saw it last week where I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do here. I don't know what I'm going to do here. This is an every week thing. We know this already. Um, but I put some images in from Saki Fever, or what is it called? It's a scholarship fundraiser, UNLV. Um, I went to Sick New World well, I didn't go to Sick New World. I worked Sick New World, and then I left after my shift was over. I went into the venue to get food because they gave us a food voucher, but that was it. So anyway, I hung out with my friend. I put some of the decor. We took pictures of the strip from Resorts World. Again, it was Sake Fever. I have this on. I mean, just trying to take more photos, especially of me, right? And then my friend, he's my mixer buddy, is what I am calling him. we're not dating. I actually haven't spoken to him since this event, but we have another event coming up on May 15th. So um, I know I didn't put work on here. Let's go through it. So on Wednesday, I had my cyber group meeting. Really, I'm going to go through it in the weekly. So we had the paper is was due yesterday. Again, I'm going to go through that when I go through the weekly. And then the presentation is this evening. Peer reviews are due by tomorrow. We had our mentor dinner. It really wasn't a dinner, but since we're still in this week, I'll go through that during the weekly. Um, I have tomorrow, I'm working Lovers and Friends, and I am going to go to the concert after I get off. So, I mean, I could work a double shift, but I have more work coming up, so it's not that big of a deal. I would rather go to the concert for this one. Because it's 90s R&B and hip hop music. Snoop Dogg's supposed to be there, Usher, um, TLC, I think SWV, Escape, everybody from the 90s. It's supposed to be, you know. And then the 5th, we have Cinco de Mayo, and so that was that for this week. Then I did demarcate some birthdays with these little butterflies right here. I have I disowned her as my niece, but how could I disown her child? He's so lovable, but she took him away from me. She weaponized him, and I don't appreciate that. So that's how that goes. I really don't speak to family like that. I'm not close with my family. I wish I were, but they've all decided that there's something that they should have against me for the most part, and that I'm not someone, I don't want to use the term worth, but someone that they don't feel like they want to be bothered with. So, okay, I don't want to be bothered with y'all either. um, but then my egg donor's birthday is on the 9th. My son's father's birthday is on the 10th. My brother's baby mama's birthday is on the 11th. And then Mother's Day is on the 12th. Um, so I just put a little decoration. I imagine that my egg donor will more than likely call me and she'll leave a message. She's manipulative. I've told that story before, so there's no need for me to tell it again. And I just don't feel like being bothered with all of that. Then I have my nephew's birthday on the 15th. I have an uncle's birthday on the 19th. But we also have our alumni mixer on the 15th. So I'm trying to get some more people to go. I work an event on, it said the 15th through the 19th, I believe. However, they usually don't give you more information until you get closer to the event. So I don't remember because I didn't write it down right away. I think it's in a text message. Did I do their onboarding? I'm not even sure. But then I have another event coming up at the end of May and the beginning of June. So every other week I try to work, which is good. It allows me to have a week of rest in between. And then I just put some quotes in here. I try to teach my son by teach him love by being love. He is 30, but That's one thing that I've always tried to be, and I feel like as I've gotten older, since I had him at a younger age, I've gotten better at it. But he on some like mess, talking about he doesn't like me, and I'm like, wow, my egg donor got to him too. I didn't do a good enough job, and that's okay. Hopefully, since he went to go move with her, he'll see. And then maybe she doesn't act the same way with him. Maybe it's just me. I have no clue whatsoever. But hopefully, our relationship can be repaired. Quite honestly, he follows in my footsteps. He was like, I want to go back to school. Wonderful. I support you in that. I'm trying to not harbor any, it's my kid. I love my kid, and as much as I want to be upset with him and disappointed, it's very difficult because he's a good kid and he still wants more for himself. How can I be upset with that? I'm more upset with my egg donor and then myself. But anyway, moving on. I started my May overview. I just did the layout again. I've been dealing with this nose mess and it's so we're gonna work on this today, and then since that comes before this first week. Okay, so let me tell you about the cybersecurity meeting. It's me and four gentlemen. I'm in hospitality. One of the guys, I believe he's military nursing. And then the other guy we're all graduate students. I think one of them is in cybersecurity or IT or something. And then the other one is a PhD student. The three of us are master's degree students. But then the PhD student is a computer science major. So at our last meeting, I told you how we divvied up the project. I stepped way down because the one in IT or whatever he got offended because I said I know more about it than you do or whatever. And he was like, no, no, no. He clarified that he was in IT and he said he was offended. So I apologized and I was like, listen, I'll step all the way back. You write the paper. He was like, well, the other guy is a PhD student, so he should write the paper. And I agreed. Come back to our meeting, and the other two were going to work on the slides. Come back to our meeting the following week. Whoa, 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 whoa. Let me go back some. He threw me under basically for what I did do for the project that we had to turn in that week. Class was after I did this plan with me. So he basically threw me all the way under the bus because I did all of the writing, right? So I mean, I'm cool. It was supposed to be a technical paper with technical terms, and then we were supposed to focus on one solution. So they act like they didn't understand the assignment, and clearly I didn't get it right either. Which okay, I mean it was a 3 point penalty for each assignment, which I think they were like 25 points each. Not a whole lot, just 6 points. I was already had 100% in the class, which is fine. Okay, whatever. So by the end of this meeting, I ended up having to be the one to write the entire paper, and it was due the next day. So I wrote the entire paper, and then the slides had to be based on the paper, right? We ended up recording because they don't like that the Zoom ends in 40 minutes because it's a free account. And I'm like, all you have to do, I have a personal Zoom. All you have to do is click the same link again. But they went into the class Zoom and it didn't tell me, or I guess I didn't get the email in time or whatever. I don't know. Um, but I ended up joining the Zoom maybe about 5 or 10 minutes after they had already been in it, and but it's a recorded Zoom. So yeah, I'm going to take the opportunity to question you about your participation in this project so that the teacher, the professor, can have um, documented evidence of what I'm going to write in my peer review. I'm like, so your contribution to this paper is you want me to write the whole thing, and and basically it's all recorded. Like, listen, you just set yourself up because I'm not happy. Um, so anyway, moving on. Um, wait. No, not yet. Can't move on quite yet because after I said that I was going offline for the rest of the day, I did all of the paper, wrote it all. I put all of the links for the citations, but I was like, can someone who didn't participate in the assignment at least run the citations through citation machines so that they can not just be links, so they can be actual citations? I don't know if that occurred because I checked out. Like I said, I didn't have time for them. But then I go back to the Discord and I just can't wait till I'm done because this guy was like the master's degree student. He was like, I ran a background check on all of you or whatever. And I'm like, that's a violation of privacy. But anyway, if you ran my real name, what did you find? But since he's a part of my Discord, suddenly I was getting like malware on my computer one day, but I have a Mac, so it tells you delete this file. So I just kept deleting them, and then I stopped getting them when I logged out of Discord on my Mac. So I'm only keeping him on there as of as an associate, I guess, until the end of the class, and probably since tonight is our last class, until tonight, and I will be deleting him. He cannot stay. You cannot be a part of my Discord. I no, we don't get along. But anyway, because I've been on a diatribe for about 25 minutes to 25 minutes. So I'm in a kind of a black and white phase, and I just I need clarity. I feel like my lot in life is to be patient. Like, literally, I am a patient. I feel like I have to wait on a lot of things, and I have to try to be okay with it. Like, with me, everything is the opposite. Literally everything. I feel like I found someone that I can relate to. The guy in the photos, his birthday is the day before mine. And he has that same issue. He be like, nope, I made the wrong choice. It was the opposite. We should have went the other way or whatever. It was the opposite of that. And I was like, I can completely relate to that. We're both Geminis. We're on the cusp of Cancer, both of us, literally. And so I kind of chuckled to myself because my health is opposite, is what my doctor told me. He was like, like I smoke. That's why I cough in my live streams quite a bit because I smoke because it causes vasoconstriction, which tightens the blood vessels so that my thin blood doesn't run through it like a big old straw. It's like drinking water out of a boba straw. That's too big. with no boba. So um, I have to shrink it so it's a smaller straw for the blood to flow through, and it has caused me congestive heart failure um, prior to me smoking. So because my heart has to, it pumps faster already because there's less blood to get through my body. So it has to pump faster in order for it to do that. Now I'm conditioned so it doesn't bother me for the most part. But before I started smoking, it was a lot worse. So that's my whole opposite thing. Yeah, I know you can hear me, Melina. I got a text just now from Melina Healthcare. I don't know what it says. Anyway, the mentor mixer was last night. Um, I thought it was a dinner. I really did think it was a dinner, but anyway, when I got there, I'm sorry for my being late and having long stories. We're not doing anything. I should have put chit chat in the title. But you know how we do already. We get the conversation out of the way and then we get into the work. Just get it off of your chest first if you need to get it off of your chest because it will affect your work. So, we're talking about it. If you have something that you want to talk about, go ahead and leave it in the comments. I have to get better at saying comment, like, subscribe. That helps me get to the top of YouTube. Saying those things, but I would like to say that I'm not here for that, but I mean, it's not as big of a deal. I don't make it as big of a deal as I should. But anyway, so we had our mentor mentee dinner. My butt always looking funny. Listen, this is a love affair. I don't care what anyone says. I love her to death. They created a special award for her. Well, they brought it back. Um, they have Mentor of the Year, Mentee of the Year. I didn't win either. I initially nominated her for Mentor of the Year. But when I got there, I don't want to say her name. She just pulled me to the side. She's like over everything. I call her the head of the blonde mafia. She's the godmother, Doña Mark. Oh, I don't want to say her name. But anyway, she's the head. She's a leader. But anyway, she pulled me to the side and she said, "Look, we have a special award for her." And when they were describing the award or the person who the award was named for, I was like, wow, she really does embody all of those qualities. What has meant the most to me throughout our relationship or, our mentorship is that for the first semester, for like the entire fall semester, I don't think I ever even talked about my plans and, what it is that I wanted to do, just vaguely. Like when the program started at the beginning of last semester, because it's a year-long program, I sent her my business plan right away. She was like, I really like that. But I went ahead and did that. And she just allowed me to, the same thing that I do right here, get it all out. So she cares about my mental and emotional well-being. She opened up to me and shared some personal things um, with me about her, and just caring about me entirely as opposed to just caring about um, what it is I was doing to be successful while I'm here in Vegas, trying to achieve goals. It was an overall involvement and, mentorship. She just kind of knows everything. I was able to shadow her and go to some um, TV shows. I volunteered at one of her events. I'm sure I was supposed to meet some people, but I had worked another event that whole entire week. So when my shift was over, I went in and got some food and I left. But she had a ball last night. She was the talk of, just everything, because really most of the mentors that were there were in her class. She's an alumni as well, an alumni as well. And so they ended up giving her the best award, which will eventually, or is paired with a scholarship the following year and moving forward. So we did that, but then there was this one woman. She's been involved with UNLV practically since she graduated in 1990. So for the last 30 years or so. And like, I've met her before, but every time I approach her or whatever, she acts like she doesn't know me or whatever, or she runs away like she can't have a conversation with me. So last night, because it was a mixer, so the speech portion, and usually we have it at our gaming center, um, where there are gaming tables and slot machines or whatever, but we didn't have it there. We had it just in our hospitality building because it was a mixer. They didn't have like sit down food or whatever. They had past app. Well, not even past apps. They had a charcuterie board and some rice and just stuff. I was like, I guess they spent all of the money on the awards, which is fine. Anyway, excuse me. I'm sorry for coughing. Mm, I'm not sorry for coughing. It's something that we have to do. Anyway, so when I got there, the woman who's been there for 30 years or so, she came up to me and she was like, is this seat taken or whatever? Because it was on the front row. I usually do front row center, but okay, whatever. I did off to the side. I was like, yeah, I'm saving it for my mentor. You should know that. You know who, I could see the jealous look in your eyes when we were paired together at the first ceremony. You were looking at her like, oh, she's here. Just, you shouted her out at the beginning and everything or whatever. And I guess she's upset because she's been there for so long and she didn't win the award that they brought back, especially because I requested to nominate my mentor. They brought the other two awards back as well because they had stopped doing that. But then my mentor told me that she tried to get her to sit on the opposite side of the room. Um, I'm just like, oh my goodness, woman, it is so not that serious. But by the time it was over, she came and officially introduced herself to me. And my mentor was like, oh, that's such and such. And I was like, or whatever. I don't think she was like, she said, I don't think she knew I was your mentor. I was like, yes, she did. She knew that. And she knew I was saving this seat for you or whatever. She knew everything. She was just being funny. So, again, anyway, our presentation is tonight. I'm not looking forward to it. I'm going to try to say little and write it in the peer review, like he said. I went to go get my money orders for my rent. I can't pay it online anymore because I accidentally put my account number in wrong. Almost got evicted a month or two after I first moved in here. It was not a great thing. But anyway, that was all taken care of. Me, in those pictures that they have those little photo booths. They always have them, and you can never tell where the lens is. And I think I started looking at across the room or something, so it caught me while I was looking up or something. And I was like, that is so typical of me. That's something that I'm always doing, is looking up. I don't know. I want to see the birds. I want to see what's in the sky. I want to see the sky itself. So I'm always looking up. And then again, I was happy last night at the way things went, and I got to think a lot of good thoughts because I've had this, um, have we been chit chatting for almost an hour, for 45 minutes? I'm getting through it, I swear. I don't know. We may only do the overview. How's your Friday going so far? It may not be Friday for you because I'm the only one in here. So by the time you look at this, if you look at this, how's your day going? But anyway, um, see, I'm not gonna talk about that. That has nothing to do with what I'm talking about. But I was able to go to sleep with a smile on my face because I've been doing that this whole for the entire time I've been there. I've been doing this who's that girl thing. My business plan speaks for me before I do. And the people who support my business plan, they speak for me and the business plan before I ever have to say anything. That's what I've noticed. So we're trying to get all of that. It's taking a long time. However, people are aware. So I noticed a prominent person there. I'm not going to say who, but she wanted to know who my mentor's mentee was. I could tell. But I gave my mentor her space to receive all her flowers from everyone last night without me just standing there. Just go enjoy your people because they were her people. I'll wait until you have a few minutes to come over here to say, to take a picture with me, which is the one that we took right here. Because I was really ready to go. And, so I can see the woman was staring at me kind of all night. Like I should come over there and talk to her. And I probably should have because I know that she's a prominent person. But I ended up speaking to another prominent person, the one whose husband's her husband is deceased, but the award is named after her, and she's the one providing the scholarship moving forward. It was so funny because I was talking to the girl, the young woman who won the Mentee of the Year award, and she asked the scholarship lady, she was like, "Oh, what do you do?" And the scholarship lady said, "Oh, I'm retired, but don't worry, I have enough money to take care of myself." And I got such a kick out of that. I'm like, yes, that needs to be my line in the near future. I am trying to join the philanthropist circle if I can pull my event off, and I should stop saying if because I have a lot of people again who support me, prominent people that you'd be like, dang girl, you met the executive of who? You met the CEO of what? Of which? Whoop whoop whoop. Yes. But they all support me, so I should more rather say when than if. The win. Back to being patient. Anyway, so again, I just put these. I didn't know what to do with this if you were here last week, but we can finally move on to the next week. So what I'm going to do is is copy the page, and then I'm going to paste it, and then I want to copy this, and then I want to clear the page, and then I'm going to paste this and change it to 6. Oh, what's under this page? Nothing. Just Zoom notes. So let's get started with this layout. An hour into it, I do apologize if I've taken up a lot of time just chit chatting. I did it after the pen. That's what it is sometimes. So we'll put that on the top of the page, and then I want to be lazy. Actually, let's copy this. Let's get a template, and that will be how we can be lazy. Weekly template. Let's go through. Oh no, I don't like those. I don't like those. Don't like those. In black and white. I mean, I should just go with it, right? I should go with one like this, and then I can keep it really simple. But let's see what else we have. Like this, like this. It's a grid. Let's do this one. And then let's go back to May. And I need to paste it. Okay. Let's take our date. And copy it. And paste it. I am sure that I'm going to change that. Let's do some dates. Let me just copy it and paste. I guess I can, I'm gonna just, I just want the number. I mean, that was a lot to do for all of that. I like the numbers. Okay, a little help here, please. Good notes. And then, what? Excuse me. Let's have some coffee. I am so not a morning person. I just am not. It's almost, well, it's not morning anymore. Technically, it's almost noon. And we just have been chit-chatting away. Tell me what you want to talk about. in the comments so that I don't feel so bad about telling you all of my business. I don't know what's going on with my pen. I probably need to change the tip. And so I've been kind of liking these numbers. Just a little more. What the hey? Good notes. Where's all my stuff? What? Okay. Let me. Where are those numbers? Where did they go? Oh, it took me back. So annoying. Okay. Eight. Goes there. 9. 10. What are you guys doing if you have children? What are your plans for Mother's Day? Like, what do you like to do with your kids? When my son was out here, he would at least take me out for food. We'd go out to eat somewhere, and that was always enjoyable. He was like, Mom, I love you. I just don't like you. Like, you don't get the F out of here. Child, that was so hurtful. Uh, I I don't think I've ever even, well, I did tell my egg donor that as a teenager, I'm sure, but as an adult, it's really because that's what she told me. She was like, I love you, but I don't like you. Like that. And I'm like, I'm your fucking kid. Excuse my language, but yeah, if you had been there to raise me a little bit more, then perhaps we wouldn't have this issue. What do you think? You know, so that's how that goes. Anyway, not worth discussing, quite honestly. Um, what's your relationship like with your mom? I've always wished that I could have a better relationship with her, but I've never been a priority. So, I mean, not really. If I were, then, ooh, excuse me. Let's see if we can find some lines. I have all flowers that I'm I'm just I probably am going to just continue to use the same flowers for this whole month. I mean, there are more. I have, I think, one, two, three, maybe four different types of flowers on this page. You can't tell, but there are. And so let's crop it. Let's crop the side for this one and put it like it's washi at the top. And I am so happy that this semester is over. After my last class tonight, the semester is over. I made it through. Yay, I'm so happy. A moment of silence. Can you appreciate it? I made some other flowers as well, but I really don't want to go into the app. Okay, and now if I can just grab my text, I should move it out of the way. And bring it to the front. Nice washi. I should copy this, paste it, and then I'm going to change the color of it so that it can pop a little more. Just going to change it to white. What do we think about it? I feel like it's still hiding a little bit, but like that? No. I'll leave it like that. No color. I don't feel like doing any color. We are coming up on an hour. I don't have anything planned for next week as of yet. I'm sure I'll end up having a meeting with my mentor. I don't know. She said we'll go to lunch. She's busy. I told her I would help her out. Now that I don't have to focus on writing my paper since my chair all but sabotaged me into having an extra semester. Yay. I mean, I don't really mind being there. I still have a goal to accomplish. So it's not a big deal, but it is costly. Um, we should add more flowers. I want to do this and just copy all these. Copy, paste. I want to turn it this way. And is it going all the way across? All the way across. at the bottom. This feels more like how I used to how I plan in my paper planner. Sorta, kinda. I mean, it's I am not gonna do it this year, but because I want the uniformity. But next year, I'm gonna switch to a horizontal planner. I am going to just be real basic for now, at least. Um, let's just put this out the weekend. I would like for it to be a little bit bigger, but let me delete that one and delete that one, and then see if we can move these ones. Up a little bit. Send this one to the back. These all at the same time, but I am not. Okay, and I want to move this one up a little more, and this one apparently, and then I want to copy these. Basically, I'm framing my weekend. That's all. And then send this to back. One more. And then the weekend will be framed out. Send this one to back. Yeah, that's better. Okay, so I have my weekend all framed out. I should, I'm not going to say what I should do, but I should frame out another box to make it cohesive. I'm not gonna do my, oh, I have to do this week, I have to do that this week or whatever. But I am going to, I already know I'm gonna put me here, so might as well write it. And then here I can put a quote of the week. I've been trying to use a different font. I've been using because I always use the Camilla Vintage, and just feel like I want to use something else. Let's get a bold text. Do we want to use Dream House, Dream Home? Let's try it. I'm gonna put a quote of the week. The week, man, not the day. The week. Okay, and that fits nicely right there. So let's make sure it's centered. Okay, looks good. Okay, and let's do some lines to make sure it's separated. Maybe I'll put a B there. So I have my quote of the week. I don't want to put any goals for myself for the week. I have one goal that is my focus, my primary focus. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like, well, what is the point of planning if you have no intention whatsoever of putting the things that in the planner that, matter, like the goals. Okay, I will put some goals for myself for this week since I have the time off. Let me copy this. I might as well take advantage of it. Um, I do have some things I want to try to do. I want to make my sticker books, right? When does that occur? At what point? So I'm going to copy this, and then I'm going to paste it. Come on. Fine. Center that. And then I'm going to, I know I charge my pencil. It is so annoying right now. So, my ear is ringing. I didn't match that up good enough, and that is going to annoy me. Let me do them one at a time. still don't line up. Let's line this up. And then line these two up. Guess what? Oh, okay, that's fine. And then I want to do the same thing with this box right here. If I can copy these, all four of them in there. I know that it's not going to fit the way that I want. Because okay, let me just do the whole thing. Oh, maybe I should use the correct tool. Undo. Need to leave space for the title. And then resize it slightly. So annoying. Okay. I don't know what I'm going to put there, but I don't mind it. And I think because we have been on here, we're just over by 7 minutes. That's what it says. I don't know. What do you guys think? Maybe I can. I don't need to do more, do I? I don't think I do. Unless I frame out this box over here like I intended. I think it will be good. Oh wait, that's not going to be enough. I may be doing too much. It's okay. As per usual. move these down slightly. And move these down slightly. And now paste. And then let's delete that one, and I guess we can move these up. Oh, all of it. I think I want to leave some space right there. And let's see. Okay, looks good. Good enough, right? Let's copy this for uniformity. And then paste it down here. So frustrating. Let's try to line it up, the line down here. Okay, I think that's all I'm going to do today. We're already an hour and just about 15 minutes into it. Sorry, most of it was story time. It's okay. I think this is good enough, a good enough stopping point. And I'm going to just leave it at this. No, I have no intention whatsoever. I mean, like, if I add color, it would be this, actually. Let's go and do this now. Do I have no images and handwriting? No, images and text boxes. And let's copy all this. And we can just paste it on Mother's Day. And that will be that. And then I'll show you what else I've done in next week's plan with me. It should not be too eventful since things are winding down. My story should not be as long. So, thank you for watching. I do appreciate you. You can go ahead and click the like button or subscribe if you found this planning helpful. If you enjoy chit-chatting with me, please leave me a comment. Let's engage with one another.